Today we're at the Vietnam Veterans Replica Wall in Tupelo, Mississippi. Come along with us. Let's see what we can learn. The replica wall can be found in Tupelo's Veterans Park, just about a mile from Interstate 22. I'm going to basically tell you the chronology that's presented so well here of all that is Vietnam as we walk around and look at the memorial. In the 2nd century BC, the Chinese conquer Vietnam. Around 939 AD, the Vietnamese expel the Chinese. French traders and missionaries arrive in Vietnam during the 1500s. The French attack Da Nang in 1857. South Vietnam becomes part of the French Empire in 1867. In 1883, the French capture the capital city of Hanoi and divide Vietnam into two regions. Ho Chi Minh was born in 1890. Following World War I, Ho Chi Minh arrives at the Paris Peace Conference. He was responding to President Woodrow Wilson's promise of self-determination for nations. He hoped to free Vietnam from French colonial rule, but like many other advocates of colonial independence who were at the Paris Peace talks, he was ignored. In 1920, Ho Chi Minh helped found the Communist Party of France, and he went to Moscow for training in revolutionary strategy. In 1940, Japan takes possession of Vietnam but allows pro-French rule to continue. In 1941, the League for Independence of Vietnam was founded. In 1945, the first American dies in Vietnam. British forces land in Saigon and declare martial law, but return power to the French. In 1946, Vietnam attacks the French, beginning the Indochina War. After negotiations broke down when France refused to grant Vietnam independence. In 1948, under the direction of President Truman, the United States begins to contribute money and supplies to the French war effort in Vietnam. In 1950, the U.S. pledges $15 million to aid the French and sends military advisors to Saigon. The Chinese and Soviets recognize the Democratic Republic of Vietnam and offer weapons. Here, my son points to the name of a good friend's first cousin who was lost in Vietnam. Eisenhower cites the domino theory regarding Southeast Asia that if one nation falls to communism, they will all fall. Nixon pushes for American troops to support the French in 1954. In 1955, the U.S. agrees to train the South Vietnamese Army, and Ho Chi Minh executes thousands of wealthy landowners and farmers. In 1956, the French leave Vietnam. In 1957, Ho Chi Minh begins guerrilla warfare against South Vietnam. 2 American military advisors are killed in 1959. In 1956 through 60, 9 Americans die in Vietnam, and in 61, 16 die, along with over 4,000 South Vietnamese officials. In 62, 52 Americans were killed, and in 63, 118 were killed. In 64, there were 206 American deaths, and in 65, there were 1,863. By 67, the U.S. had almost 500,000 troops in Vietnam, and 11,163 were killed. 53. In 68, 16,592 deaths were recorded. In 69, 11,616. In 1970, the number of U.S. troops falls to 280,000, but they still had 6,081 deaths. 2,357 deaths were recorded in 1971, 641 in 1972, 168 in 1973. In 1974, there were 178. In 1975, there were 161 deaths recorded. 1,000 Americans and 8,000 South Vietnamese refugees were flown out in 18 hours, and Saigon fell to the communists. From 1976 to 1980, there were 794 American deaths in Vietnam. During that same time period, the boat people flee Vietnam, China invaded and withdrew, and President Carter granted amnesty to draft evaders. From 1981 to 1990, there were 34 deaths in Vietnam. The unknown soldier from the Vietnam War was laid to rest, and George Herbert Walker Bush was elected president. From 1991 to 1997, the United States and Vietnam exchanged ambassadors. The trade embargo was lifted. Washington renewed diplomatic ties with Hanoi, and Bill Clinton was elected president. Those are just some of the things that this memorial does such a good job presenting. And if you're in Tupelo and you drive a little bit past Elvis Presley's birthplace, you'll see Veterans Park. You just have to come explore this place for yourself. Now let's pay one final tribute to the men and women of the great state of Mississippi who gave their lives in the Vietnam War. I hope you've enjoyed your visit to the Vietnam War Memorial in Tupelo today, and come visit for yourself sometime. Thank you.